And man, I probably cover this at least once every 2 or 3 days. Anytime you bring up girls being excited about going out and meeting up with you, there's always some knucklehead jumping in about, maybe she's just looking for a free dinner. Girls just want a free dinner. And you're like, man, how jaded and how stereotypical do you have to be? Basic training. Meet for drinks only for first dates. This takes care of thousands of potential problems that could arise. What does meeting for drinks only? That's your rule. Hey, can we meet for dinner? No, I'd rather meet up just for a couple drinks and let's just see how things go. Just always, 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 always just meet for drinks. It's what you do. And you control what's going to happen. You're paying, you're taking care of the whole thing. Let's just meet up and get a drink and see how it goes from there. There's a low commitment. Again, girls they'll try to frame this. Girls like to frame things as a date because that gives her the upper hand where you're trying to qualify yourself to her. But if you're just meeting up, you're just going to hang out. And it keeps it casual. It's still a date. It still can lead to sex, but you keep that label off of it and it keeps the power balance a lot more even. Girls love to date because they're calling the shots. He's trying to ingratiate himself to her. But if you're just meeting up, it's more even keeled and you're kind of going to feel this girl out and see if you like her or not. Budget friendly. Again, it's probably a quarter of the cost of going out to dinner. Dinner, depending where you're at in the United States, it can be anywhere $50 to $150 easily. Just for dinner, an appetizer and not even really getting into the heavy drinking. So it's easier, especially if you're dating a lot. Meeting up for drinks is definitely going to be easier on your budget. Low time commitment. If you're on the if you're on the 2-date system, your first meetup is anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. So you want to have like a cutoff time. You don't want to get overly extended, especially if you're going to bring her back to close her on the second date. If the first date, if you start to feel that you can close her that day, that night, it's as long as you need it to be. So low time commitment, initial for just drinks. We're just going to meet up, have a couple drinks, see how it goes. Good for screening a lot of girls fast. This is one of those things you could probably do maybe 2 or 3 a night if you have really tight scheduling and can get them in and out. And some guys, especially if you're younger, you could pull this off where you can meet one at 7, one at 8:30. You want to give yourself a little bit of time to recover and maybe walk to another venue, but you can always bring both to the same one. So low time commitment, good for screening a lot of girls fast. Easy to bail if a date goes bad. If your meetup, if you come in and she's not like her pictures, she's larger, she uses so many filters, she literally doesn't look like the person you thought, and not in a good way, or they have a bad personality, then it's easier to just go, hey, you know what? I'm going to take off. And you pay your bill and you walk out. So that's one of the key factors of just meeting for drinks on the first meetup. It's just, the idea is to screen her. You're going to get a feel for, is she worth more investment, or can you close that night? It just gives you more flexibility, because if you're stuck at dinner, it's a lot harder to just tab out and leave if she's just not somebody you want to be around, or if she presents a bad front. So you got to know that. And you can extend it out if it's going well. That way you have flexibility. And remember, this is the thing too, and Buddy and I always say this, and Buddy's better. Girls don't like fucking on a full stomach. So there's really no positives with dinner on first date for dinner, because at best you meet up for a couple drinks and then you're banging. And no girl wants to bang on a full stomach. They feel fat, they feel gross, they don't feel good, they feel slow, and they just don't feel their best. So nobody likes fucking on a full stomach. There's no positive there for dinner. If anything, it's a net negative. So that's why in basic training, you meet for drinks only for first dates. Guys get all kind of bent out of shape when, we're like, hey, girls are excited to meet you the first time. I mean, a girl will get ready. All these TikToks that you see where the girls like going on 3 dates a night. This is an anomaly. It's an attention ploy. And most girls, the vast majority, especially if you're not in New York City, the vast majority of girls are excited. They've flipped through that fucking app. Out of 5,000 guys, they chose you to meet up with. They might buy some shoes. They've talked to their girlfriends. They left work early. They took a shower. They took 3 hours to get ready. And they're excited to meet you. They're hoping that this will be the last fucking first date they ever have to go on. And they want to have a good time. They want you to win. And so that's why your same day lay is not uncommon with this practice. Drinks are later in the evening. It's darker. It's a sexy venue. Make sex happen. You lead her all the way to it. You know what you're doing. You're doing her a favor by helping her have an experience that she wants to have anyway. So there's all kinds of benefits to meeting for drinks only. Girls are excited to meet you. They want things to go well, so you make that happen for them. So that's a real deal when it comes to basic training, meeting for drinks only for first dates. And let's go to the next tweet. 99% of the big